Yeah.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. And hello, everybody out there that's tuning in.
Thank you for joining. Just briefly or quickly introduce yourself. I know you as Brittany, the health coach. You can tell the audience what you go by and a little bit about yourself as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany Branch, and I am a nutrition health coach. I have a culinary background, and then later on, I went on to get my health coaching certification. And I work out of Houston, Texas. Thank you.
All right, so you're a nutritionist as well as a culinary artist, or is that a chef?
That is a chef. I do have a culinary background. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so tell us a little bit about how you transition from cooking to cooking primarily healthy foods.
Okay, thank you. So a couple of years back, and I'm smiling because this is a fun story for me to tell. A couple of years back, I had gained some weight and I just could not get it off. At first, I was blinded to my weight gain. I was like, I don't see it. But after a while, I did start seeing it, and I got into wanting to know how to lose weight naturally without having to do surgery or turn to any fit teas or anything like that. And so, in my research, I came across going back to school for nutrition health coaching. And so, in 2019, that's what I did and graduated with my certificate. So it came out of me wanting to lose weight for myself. And, going through the process, I felt like I could really help someone else because I knew I wasn't the only one that was struggling to lose weight and, just wanted to do it a natural way so that I can learn how to keep it off.
Okay, well, that's good for you. Congratulations. That
Thank
takes a
you.
big step for anybody to want to put that kind of commitment forward, especially with the society we live in. Not judging anybody, but it's easier to do something else. Like so, this was a conscious choice, and we applaud you for that. So, how has that worked for you, switching over? Besides the weight loss, how is that like with your mental? Because a lot of people you can lose the weight, but you still feel a certain way about being overweight. How do you feel now that you've lost the weight?
I feel absolutely amazing. I feel like I wish that this was something when I was going to culinary school that I had learned about as far as on the nutrition side, but that wasn't really, part of the curriculum. But as far as my mindset, I know that I've lost the weight and I made a healthy change. And now I'm just excited for it to be sustainable because I think healthy now. I think that's the biggest thing, when we turn to alternatives, that they don't teach you how to think healthy and kind of change your perspective on things. And so I'm really excited that, like you said, I did the hard work to kind of understand what nutrition is, how it can relate to my body, and how to make it work for me long lasting versus just something right now.
All right, so that's good to hear because the mind, the body, and the soul should be one, or should at least try to be towards that goal. So tell us about some of the services that you now offer and where you located and how does it work since COVID is now with the newest restrictions.
Okay. Some of the services that I offer is a package that is simply a nutrition health coaching package, which help individuals who want to adopt a healthier lifestyle learn what a healthy lifestyle is for them. What that means as far as their diet, how that means with putting in physical activity, grocery shopping, and just changing the whole perspective. A lot of my clients that I see want help with reducing meat and reducing sugar from their life. Other clients that I also see are clients who suffer with emotional eating, which is something that we all do, at some point in our lives, but most people know how to cut it off. We all
Right.
eat sometime out of boredom, just I'm watching TV, I'm binge watching, so just let me get that bag of chips, and before you know it, the chips is gone, and you're just like, oh my God, what happened?
Yep.
But these clients actually, they this is something that's real for them. They look at food and it just takes them to somewhere else emotionally deep inside. And so I love working with these type of clients. But that is who else, what other type of clients that I work with. Since the pandemic, I am strictly virtual, and so I do work through Zoom. And once a client book an appointment with me, it automatically creates a Zoom link that is sent out to them and me.
Okay. Earlier when we spoke, you and I spoke behind the scenes, so I wanted to make sure that we expounded on that for the audience about the DNA testing. Can you tell us about that and as far as how it relates to health?
Thank you for asking. We did talk about that behind the scenes. So I did add a service for DNA testing on to my services through Inside Tracker. What it does is that it looks at a person's DNA to tell us about the nutrition, health, fitness, and body composition of the individual. This is measured through 29 different wellness markers, revealing the nutritional needs of that individual. How it relates to health or nutrition is simply, people have tried to lose weight on their own for years and keep it off. And it's been such a struggle for so many people. But now we have the DNA testing that analyzes your genes specifically to let us know what your body needs to reach optimum health. And I think that that's pretty doggone awesome because it's something that we haven't had as health professionals in the past as far as this DNA test, and this really hones in on something being unique to you because it's your DNA.
Right.
So, and it makes it easier for me as a professional to design a personalized nutrition plan for the client. And I just love it.
Okay, so I'm a cook spiricist, so that means I be questioning everything. How safe is it to trust someone like yourself or a company like yourself with my DNA to tell me what to eat? Like, I'm a skeptic as far as giving
It's
you my
very,
saliva is concerned.
I think the DNA test is really safe. Personally, I've done it already and I'm waiting on my results to come back, but I totally feel like it's safe. I haven't really read on some of the conspiracies that you mentioned personally, so I wouldn't really be able to give an educated answer on the conspiracies, but personally, I feel totally safe doing the saliva or doing the blood sample, sending it in.
How long does it take for the testing to come back?
So once the lab receives it, it takes 14 to 15 days to receive it back.
Okay, so I work out a lot, but I don't really have a fixated diet or a controlled diet. I pretty much eat what I want. How much of working out versus eating correctly goes hand in hand, or am I just running in a circle for nothing because I'm not eating right?
I think you need both of them. They're a marriage, and you can't do one without doing the other. So if you're doing all the correct workouts and you're working out 3 or 4 times a week, and that is a good regimen. Some people, that's more of the athletic side, work out more days a week. They tend to work out 6 days a week. But for your average person, they work out 3 or 4 days a week. And so I'm saying that to say that I can't work out 3 or 4 days a week, whatever your routine is, and still eat junk food, processed food, have food saturated, deep fried food, and being in the fast food line. You just can't do it. And on the same hand, or the other side of that hand, I can't say that I'm going to eat salads all day. I'm going to eat my quinoa and not exercise. You have to marry both exercise and nutrition for it to work and for it to be sustainable. You cannot have one or you cannot do one without the other.
Right. Okay, so what is something that you run into that's common with people that have come to you?
What's common for people that come to me is just like what we were talking about, is that they're doing one without doing the other. And then they don't really understand what nutrition is. So I have someone who doesn't mind working out. They love working out, but they really don't understand how to get in the kitchen and, make a healthy meal. So they don't know about protein portion sizes. They don't really understand eating, the fruits or salads, and having vegetables on the plate, or what vegetables should I put on the plate, or to maximize something. And so that's what I work with my clients, is to really help them understand what components make a healthy plate, number one, and to reiterate that both things are a marriage. You cannot just work out and not change your diet, or you cannot change your diet without the working out. So that's what I primarily work with a lot of my clients on.
Okay. And where can the viewers find information on your services and or follow you on social media?
So you can go to my website, which is www.figsandradishes.com, and then you can follow me on Instagram at figsandradishes.com, LinkedIn and Facebook, both at figsandradishes.com.
All right. So moving forward, since we got this new body, new mind, new soul, how has this enhanced or increased the love life? What's going on over there? Tell us. Put us in your business.
I wish that I had a love life, you guys. Trust me, I wish that I had a love life. I'm getting older. The years are coming. I'm looking for Mr. Right. So if he is out there, can you please DM me and I will let you know.
Speak on it. What is your ideal first date?
My ideal first date is, let's go somewhere where we can talk. Let's go somewhere we can have a conversation. I don't want to go anywhere too loud where a conversation is not possible. So this can be a nice, quiet restaurant, or maybe he can plan something where we can go, to the park and just hang and chill. But the most important thing on the first date, especially, is the conversation, because I feel like this is where we are basically getting to know each other.
Since you are a nutritionist and you're into what you eat and you care about it, like everybody's food is love language, um, would you judge a person by what they ordered on a date?
No.
What, no
Mm-mm.
deal breakers, like nothing's off limit? So he could just be
No.
eating chitlins on the first date and you'll be okay with that?
I do not judge people for what they eat, just because adopting a healthy lifestyle is something personal, and it needs to be personal. I mean, if we go out on a date and you order something that you think, oh, I'm going to order this because I know she's healthy, but then, I mean, what later on, if it works out, that's going to be revealed that you don't eat like me, and I don't want to make someone feel bad or uncomfortable or make them feel like I'm judging them for their food choices. So
Well,
it's
that's a good
totally,
answer.
yeah.
See, you will get a date after this show. Me, I will not, because I don't want no man on the first date thinking chitlins is okay. Any funky foods that's gonna leave like a lingering smell, no. Let's try to impress on the first date. This is the first date. I ain't say second date. I said first date.
Hmm.
Matters. So, do you have any questions for me as far as the New Orleans audience is concerned? Do you want to throw us a special or something so we can just jumpstart? Look at me. I want to give us a deal. What we got? You
um,
get a DNA test. You get a DNA test.
I would say that I will share my link and my code, which gives you 25% off. And then that's for you and everybody that's tuning in, and your clients. I think that can work, and that'll be specifically for the DNA test. The link will take you straight.
25% off, y'all. See how I just talked y'all up on some little change saved? You're welcome. So that is important. But is it I don't know if you're familiar or not, and I only know very surface, like the 23andMe DNA testing.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's similar to, all right, so that
It's
sounds pretty cool. I'm again skeptic because I've been eating whatever I've been eating, but the older I get, my body disagrees with certain things that I've always eaten. I just think I'm just equating it to age at this point. But everything makes me like stuff I used to enjoy. I
okay.
don't drink milk anymore. I used to like milk a lot. So I
Hmm.
don't know if I'm lactose, but I don't know. I just don't enjoy it. It just tastes funny now.
I think this is why the DNA test is important, because one of the things that it points out is food sensitivity. I think that that's tremendously important, because if you haven't noticed that lately, in the past couple of years, many people have came up with a gluten sensitivity or a
Could
gluten
you please
intolerance.
explain what the hell gluten sensitivity is? Because working in the food industry, I've heard people say they're gluten free. I've never heard of gluten before. I think we've eaten gluten. What the hell is gluten?
I mean, most people have eaten gluten their entire life. This is a sensitivity to wheat, barley, or rye. And so most people don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. But when it says that it's gluten free, it is saying that it is made without one of those three grains. So gluten is a grain, and individuals have a sensitivity to the glutens that is in that grain once it gets inside of their body, and they have some form of reaction. What is sad is that most people who don't know already that they have this sensitivity or go out and enjoy a meal but come back and have some type of symptom, and it's hard to kind of pick out or pinpoint what that symptom is, especially if no one else around them has that sensitivity, if it's not something that's genetically, like if their mom or dad wasn't suffering with it. And so most of the time they deal with it for longer before they find out that they have it. And I think that that is what's really sad, but I'm happy that a lot of people are getting on the bandwagon of the gluten sensitivity.
That's what makes me wonder if it was a real thing or not. Because like, how do you even know that you have it? It's like once you go to the doctor and they tell you you're sick, then you go downhill. You start feeling sick. It's like once you know you have the gluten thing, now you know your stomach gonna hurt. I don't think it's a mind thing. I don't know. I'm still not dissing anybody's sensitivity. I'm sorry if that's how it's coming across, but it's just new. It's just something that's new because
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't always been around. I don't think.
I think it has. I don't think that we were aware of it. And I think most of the time, because I do hear what you just said a lot, is that, oh, I go to the doctor and now I have all these symptoms and now I feel so bad. I think it does play with the mind, because now it's like you heard that you sick. So it's like now I got to act sick. I got to feel sick. Every stomach ache is so intense versus on Monday when you didn't go to the doctor, you had that same headache or that same stomach ache. And it was like, I'm gonna tough it out. I don't need no Tylenol. I don't want to take nothing for it. But now it's like the confirmation that I'm sick, and so I personally think it could be a mind thing.
Right. I think so too. To a certain degree.
Mhm.
To a certain degree. I mean, it's probably a real thing, but I've seen people who claim to be free of the gluten life eat stuff
Mhm.
that pertain gluten in it and nothing. So I watched some noses.
Mm. So they want to be on the bandwagon, huh? But not really, committed to that life, or they want to try it.
Pretty much. I mean, this is the society we live in now. So, as far as fad diets and fad trends, do you see anything out there that is just blasphemy? It's completely wrong for us. We should stop doing it.
I won't say that something is just completely wrong for you. I would say before you try a diet, I really hope that you understand why you're trying to diet. What's your purpose for trying to diet? How do you relate to this diet style? The biggest thing with anything in life is that you need to do your research. And this is something that I tell my clients, because I have had a few clients that come in and say, I want to be vegan, I want to be vegetarian, but why do you want to be those things? What about that diet style identifies to your life, or what are you hoping to get out of it? With fad diets, we're just jumping on the bandwagon because it says that it can help us do something, but most of the time diets really throw our hormones out of whack and our pH level, and we tend to lose the weight, but it doesn't teach us sustainability, so we gain that weight back, so it's almost like it defeats the purpose.
I agree. That's why I asked you about your mind after you lost the weight because they're married as well. They go
Mm-hmm.
together too. So I can go be in the gym 4 or 5 days a week. See, me being in the gym is just me just trying to burn some energy at this point. Like I'm toning and all that still, but I'm high strung. So this is how I get rid of it to a certain degree. But it helps with the mind as well. It's very freeing. It's very clearing. The thoughts are bigger and brighter and more developed once I release a lot of those toxins. So
I
check your
agree with
girl
you.
out.
I definitely agree with you. I love working out because what it does is it releases the feel good hormone in the brain, which is the dopamine. And so that's why a lot of people will say that they feel good after working out. And I would suggest that anybody that's still stuck at home, you know, or really antsy or suffer with any anxiety, work out or take a walk in the park and do something that just gets your mind active and off of what it is that you are dealing with. I love working out for all of the reasons that you just mentioned.
All right, okay. So earlier you said something and it kind of like, let me ask about that. When you said the diets change your pH balance and your hormones and all that kind of stuff. So what are some foods you would recommend to my women friends who, we have to be careful of our stuff to stay intact? And to our gentleman friend, what should they be eating on, chewing on, drinking on to make sure their system is clean and clear and not other
Mm-hmm.
stuff? I'm not gonna use words because children be watching my show. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Because you awesome.
No,
For
kids, this is not for y'all. If you stumble across this channel by accident, get off it ASAP right now. I know Spanish. I can teach y'all, but it's not the channel for y'all. I'm talking to grown people.
Mhm. For women, I would definitely say we want to add in greens and we want to add in red vegetables, red fruits. This is really going to help around your time of the month, your cycle, because that really helps with cramps and it helps with detoxifying the body. So this is going to be beets, raspberries,
Beats. Oh,
yeah. You want
I'm
to?
so childish. Like I try stuff, but beats I cannot get down. I have to drink it and really fast. I can't. I can't. I can't chew them. It's how do you chew beets? Do you teach a
I
class
roast
on
them.
that?
I roast it or I juice it. I love juicing my beets with some ginger, carrots, apple, kale, or spinach, whichever one I have on hand. That's a great one if you feel like you can't eat it or you don't like it roasted. But I do like roasting a lot of my vegetables and season them with a little olive oil, salt and pepper, garlic powder, and onion powders. I think it's the
None of
best.
that don't sound like. It sounds worse. Actually, sorry. It sounds like the garlic powder and the beet together. How I'm gonna do it? How? So give me something else that tastes better.
Something else that tastes better. You can do a parsnip soup, butternut squash soup. You can have a kale salad. That's a detoxing salad. So you want to add your sunflower seeds or you want to add your walnuts in there. You want to make your homemade vinaigrette that can be with
Mm,
yogurt or avocado. You want to
that
do
sounds
whatever oil.
good.
Yeah, whatever your oil base
Now
is,
that's what you
whichever one
should have
you like.
started with, not the beets and garlic powder. That's disgusting.
Well, we want the beets because it helps detoxify our blood, which is why this is really good to incorporate that in, especially around, our cycle. For the men, I would ask them to start eating more vegetables because actually, a lot of men don't eat vegetables, and
Men do not eat vegetables. I don't
I
know
would
why,
ask
but they don't eat vegetables, babe. I be on the plate just untouched. Turn off.
I would ask that you start eating more cauliflower, green beans, broccoli. Just like the women, I want you to start adding in more kale and more spinach. You want to get that zinc, you want to get the iron. And of course, these are all detoxifying things. So this is all going to help clean out your system. Since she mentioned that earlier, we want to have a healthy inside. So this is tips really for anybody, but specifically for the men. And then, as I
Yes,
mentioned,
I'm gonna
for the women.
rewind it for y'all fellas 3 times. So anyway, we're getting ready to wrap up. Thank you so much for being my guest on tonight's show. I really appreciate you. Want to say to my audience and listeners that this is a mobile podcast. So next week you will see me at a different location, and the following week at a different location after that. If you would like to be a guest on the show, all you have to do is email me, subject whatever you want to talk about, Big Cook got y'all. Y'all know I'm the single specialist, so I've been getting an amp load of requests from my single gal pals to host a single gals night, so I'm going to do so. I'm locking in the date, and I'll have that information for y'all on the next episode, which will be next Monday, 6 p.m., same time, different location, because I'm a traveling podcast host. So, Miss Brittny, the health coach, what do you have for us? Some tips, some advice, especially during this time, and people are either staying home to fix themselves meals or having them prepped. So this is a great time to your expertise on us out there.
What I want people to focus on right now, honestly, just coming out of the pandemic and jobs are opening back up, is your mental health and your self-care. That's what I want you guys to work on. I also want you guys to boost the nutrition. Just start thinking about, how am I going to feel after I eat this meal? Is this meal something that is going to help me get towards my goal or keep me stagnant, keep me where I'm at? I want you to start just going for walks or incorporating more exercises, whether that's going to the gym or going to a friend's house to exercise. And then self-care, get quality sleep at night, please.
And drink your water and mind your business. Period.
Drink your water.
Because I got my water right here. And I mind my business all the time unless I'm asked. So, if there isn't anything else, you gave them your information?
I did. You can reach me through my website, or you can DM me on my IG at Figs and Radishes. And then you can catch me on Facebook to make your appointment if you want to talk about anything else, if I can help you with anything. So please just reach out. I'm happy to help. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Y'all can catch the replay on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, A Real Cookie. Like and subscribe, follow, like, comment, all of the above. See y'all next Monday, same time. Thank you so much, Brittny. Appreciate you
You're
for being with
welcome.
us. All
Thank
right.
you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Okay, how do you get off? All right. All right, y'all. So that was tonight's show. Again, if you would like to be a guest, humbly, please, I'm asking you all, because there's so many of y'all be trying to check me. Don't be trying to check me. Just send me an email. If I get the email, then I respond to the email. If I don't get the email, then we just talking about it. So let's lock it in, lock in the date, because we have a lot to talk about. Next week I got some comedians coming on, so y'all know we're gonna be funny as fuck. I wanted to cuss the whole show, but I be trying to read the room, and Brittany don't seem like no cusser. So I just ain't really was cussing around her, but y'all know I be cussing. So next week, same time, same different place, because it's a mobile podcast. Just Cookie Show. I'm Just Cookie, aka Real Cookie, aka Big Kick, aka Two Guns Cook. They do call me Two Guns. I don't care what you call them. See.